Country Podcast.
I gotta make sure everybody. You got it recording.
All right. So I'm giving my man's a tour. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
All right. So,
yeah, man. Hold on. Let me introduce, man. That's Chris. Chris.
Yeah,
that's
man. What's happening, man? John told me a lot about you, bro. All right, man. Nice to meet you. All right, so straight to your back, we have the TV room, man. You know what I'm saying? You go in there, you watch it, you know what I'm saying? Watch a 13-inch TV. You don't need to worry about it. We get all the channels that you want. We ESPN,
hey,
you know, all that. So you can watch Skip and Shannon, you know what I'm saying? FS1. So then we got my lovely couch right here. You know, this is made, you know, especially from Pizza Hut custom made this. But I'm bullshitting, man.
Hey, I was trying to see how long you was gonna go, man, because you was going for a little bit there. I was like, yo, he about to give me the sushi chair, you know what I'm saying? All that, bro. Hey, respect, bro.
Yes, sir, man. Look, man, welcome back to Country Cousins Podcast, man. This is your boy Emmett Pill. This is my boy Johnny Raymond. He changed his name up today, Mr. SRT8. We'll get to that later.
Yeah, you know what it is.
We'll get to that, man. Today, we got another one of John's partners in here, man. Someone that's very astute in what he does. One thing that we talked about, me and John, we talked about getting some professional black leaders in here, man. Not just basketball players, you know what I'm saying? Not just football players, but lawyers, doctors, everything, psychologists, psychiatrists, whatever you want to name, pilots, you know, business owners, anything, man, everything. So I'm gonna let, without any further ado, Johnny Raymond introduce our guest, man. Who we got kicking it with the cousins today?
Well, you know, it's me, your boy Johnny Raymond, aka Mr. SRT. Your favorite cousin. We got my boy Ahmed Toure in here. Yeah. Very smart brother, sharp brother. Always stayed on point. You know what I'm saying? And always had his stuff together. Alumnus of UNC Charlotte. Okay. So, without further ado, I'll let him introduce his life, his story, and get to it.
Yo, I appreciate y'all, man. First and foremost, Johnny Raymond, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know that was the name, you know what I'm saying? You gotta hit him with the suave, you know what I'm saying? But secondly, man, shout out to the Country Cousins, man. Thank you for having me out here. You know what I'm saying? My name is Ahmed Toure. I've known John since 8th grade, I want to say, 8th or 9th grade. We played football together. John got way more playing time than I got. Which is really bad because John didn't get that much playing time. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
But you know what I'm saying? That just lets you know my athletic ability is kind of at the floor, man. But fortunately, I was able to divert from sports, man, and you know, take some of the school stuff serious, man. I ended up being a lawyer. And, you know, I think everything is important. I think everything you mentioned was important. I think it's important to have psychologists, doctors, lawyers, but I also think it's important to have the athletes, the entertainers, because we can do it all. You know what I'm saying? I think y'all doing a great job of letting the world know that we can do it all, you know, and you ain't got to come from a particular background or nothing like that, man. You could come from wherever you want to come from and you can get to the top. And I appreciate y'all for giving me this opportunity.
Yes, sir. Man, we appreciate you for coming on, man. We appreciate you, man, for clearing your schedule, bro, because we know that you have a lot of stuff going on up in the New York City. So, you know, I don't mean to drop your location. I'm just say Eastern Seaboard. I'm going to cut that out. Seaboard. You know, we all up and down them motherfuckers, man. So, look, talk to me about being the Black Saul Goodman of medical malpractice. What's up with that, man? Like what's up, Saul? Talk to me.
Hey, man, look, man, I'm going to say it like this, yo. First and foremost, if I'm the Black Saul, then if you got any medical malpractice issues, then you better call Saul. You see what I'm saying? You better call Saul, because we not playing. You feel me?
I got
you. Man, I'm a lawyer, man, fortunate enough to be an attorney up here in New York City. I work in Brooklyn, which is Kings County, in the Supreme Court there. I focus on medical malpractice for the most part.
Hold on. 1 second. We got to do it.
What's up?
Brooklyn.
Hey, look, I can only fake rep Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a Knicks fan for one, and then for two, you already know, man, I'm from the best borough, and that's the Greensboro. So we already know how that go. You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
Hey, I'm not playing, man.
I hear you.
I'm not playing. I love Brooklyn, though. Brooklyn's cool, but, you know, it's the borough for me. The borough's in my heart, bro.
That's dope, bro. That's dope.
It's safe to say everything's irie in New York.
Everything's irie. Come on, man.
Everything's irie.
So, man, talk to me about graduating law school, man. What made you want to be a lawyer, bro? Like, is the bar hard? I'm sorry. First, answer that question, and then we're gonna go to the next one. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, so getting through law school was wonderful, man. It was a blessing. It was a long journey, and you know how it is, bro. If you put in work and the journey ain't easy, when you get to the end, it's a reward, and you feel really good for getting to the end. Like, I don't care if you're running gassers, or if you're running suicides, when you get to the end, it feels good. And getting through law school is the exact same way, man. It felt really good to be done with that, because law school's kind of a beast. Not in that you got to be super smart, but in that you got to put in a lot of work. You know, law school is one of those things where you got to put in about 60 hours a week, and you can't really have too many things on the side because you got to be on the top of your game. It's super competitive. So, yeah.
I got you, bro. So where'd you go to law school, man?
Oh, man. Yo. So I went to a couple of places. I started off in Charlotte Law down in North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? I started down there. That was really cool. I did about 2 years there, and then the school itself got into some trouble. So I had to transfer out, and I transferred up to New York Law School. I was fortunate enough that they would take me, and I finished my studies up here at New York Law School.
Okay, that's dope.
So I got a question, bro. Like, cause you know we kind of grew up together, you know, riding on the back of Pop's truck and everything.
Yes, sir.
Who or what put it in your head that I'm gonna deal with the criminal system and I'm gonna become a lawyer?
Man, the criminal system approached me before I approached the criminal system. I spent the first part of my life in the Bronx, New York, and being up there, we saw a lot of stuff. We saw a lot of stuff, and you saw the inequality because we were trying to do the best we could. My mom was trying to do the best she could, so I saw a lot of inequality. I also saw a lot of family members and friends get caught up in the law, in the system. And even not even on the criminal side, but on stuff like immigration issues, you would just see the law come up a lot. And my mom kind of put the plug in my ear that, you might want to consider being an attorney. They get to wear suits. Nobody gets to tell them anything. And I bought that lie. I bought that lie. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to be a lawyer. And, I feel like I just stuck with it. I couldn't really let myself do anything else. It's like, if you want to do something, you just kind of got to stick with it. Whether it works out or not, you just want to stick with it because you told yourself you wanted to do it. And that's what it was for me. My mom put that battery in my back and I just kept going.
Got you. Is the bar as hard as movies make it seem, as hard as everyone makes it seem?
Yeah. The bar's hard.
Ain't no lie about it.
Ain't no lie about it, bro. The bar is hard.
Is it? I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. No, I was gonna ask: is it specific to what you're focusing on in law, or you have the bar is broad?
I'm glad you asked that because that's what makes it so hard. Because it's not any specific area. They expect you to know about all of the law. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So you're walking into an exam. And it could be questions about contracts. It can be questions about property, about the Constitution, about torts, which is like assault and battery, that kind of stuff. So you just kind of got to be on your game. Like, yo, I don't know what they're gonna throw at me, but you just got to be ready, bro.
Damn. So
it's a little beast, bro.
So in your mind, is a criminal that goes and robs and steals and kills just as bad as someone that does malpractice deliberately? Like if someone goes in, know damn well they ain't supposed to be like they going in supposed to repair an Achilles, but they going in and putting titties. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yo, if I go in for an Achilles surgery and I come out with titties, bro, I'm gonna tell you, I'm suing for everything they got. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I think it's just as bad. I think it's just as bad because whether it don't matter if you got a white coat or you come from, you know what I'm saying, or whether it's a white coat or you're in handcuffs, I feel like everybody makes mistakes. And they're all the same, you know. It's just you're supposed to do one thing. Here's what the rules are, and you kind of went left, and so that's where we are.
Okay, so before we get too deep into what you do, I want our fans to kind of know what type of practice do you do? What type of service do you work in?
Okay, so yeah, so medical malpractice is a little different. I work in medical malpractice, and so that's what I deal with primarily. And that's really just like Chris was saying earlier, if you go to the doctor and you're expecting a particular type of surgery or particular type of treatment, and they give you something completely different, or they mess up what they're supposed to do, that's medical malpractice. And if you're trying to sue the doctor because the doctor ain't do what he was supposed to do. And so that's what I deal with primarily. I work for the judge, so I'm neutral, and I get to see it from both sides. You know, try to be as neutral as possible. But that's really what I deal with. Like people going to the doctor and the doctor's messing up because unfortunately doctors are, they aren't perfect. No one's perfect. Doctors make mistakes. Hospitals make mistakes. Nurses make mistakes. And so we just want to make sure that they're held accountable because people shouldn't have to suffer because of the mistakes of doctors or any physicians.
That's real. So I got a question. Why do they call it practice if you're a professional? When you're a doctor, when you're a doctor, right? Like it's the medical practice.
We're talking about practice.
We talking about practice. We talking about practice. You know, not the law, not the doctor, but practice. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
you know what I'm saying? Like, seriously though, my question is this, man. Do you examine the exhibits? Like if they come in and like you know what I'm saying, they put some cement in the booty, right? Do you be like, okay, yeah, I feel where you know it's up right here, but this one, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, like how do you judge malpractice? How do you personally, you know what I'm saying?
So what we do is we don't really touch the exhibits. You see what I'm saying? So if you come in here with a botched booty job, I can't really do nothing about that. I'm gonna look at the pictures, but I can't really do all that. You see what I'm saying? Because that's a whole different area. That's sexual harassment, and I'm not trying to get up in that. You see what I'm saying?
Ma, come here, Ma. Come here, Ma. Hey, Ma, come here.
Hey,
your booty is like this. Her booty? Yeah, something's wrong with your booty.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, like, and honestly, I don't even know why they call them patients because people don't be patient. Like when they mess up, when the doctor messes up, they're not patient at all. They want things to get fixed right away. You see what I'm saying? So I don't even know why they call them patient because they don't be patient. You know what I'm saying? They really trying to get right as soon as possible.
So have you, and you probably can't answer this question because of, you know what I'm saying, NDAs. Whatnot, you probably signed the NDA. What have you represented a celebrity or someone of high stature? Like have you, you know what I'm saying, had the pleasure of?
Yeah, you know, so yes, I haven't personally dealt with any celebrities, you know, and like you said, I can't really disclose too much, but I have you know, I am familiar with the work of people who work on celebrities. You know, we had cases like that, stuff like that. And, you know, you do see it. Like, you know, I'll see a name and I'll be like, oh, that's so-and-so. But you can't really do too much because I'm here on behalf of the court and I can't really talk too much about it. But so I just do my job. But I really be looking like, dang, like, it's you know, like, yo, like, what's going on here? You know, what's going on here? But to your point earlier, yeah, we got to go through all the exhibits. You know what I'm saying? We look at a lot of pictures to see what went wrong. And to be able to determine what malpractice is, you just look at like what was supposed to be done and then what gets done. And you can kind of look at that and be like, maybe you call in the expert and the expert will say, yo, this person messed up. And we kind of go from there.
Okay. So there's an expert. Okay. So my mind went completely left, right? So there's an expert on like titty jobs, right? So this is my thing, right? There's an expert on titty jobs, right?
Yeah.
And say if somebody came in and said, I want some smaller titties, but then they make their titties bigger, right? And they were like, no, them titties ain't gonna work. They disproportionate from her body. So there is there a person that can, you know what I'm saying, examine the titties and be like, yeah.
That's what would happen,
Hey,
bro.
man.
I'm not
Hey,
straight up. That's exactly what would happen. Like you would get, so let's say a chick named Diana. Let's say Diana when they got a boob job, it don't work out. You see what I'm saying? Maybe she gets like an infection afterwards. So she sues the doctor, like, yo, I got a boob job. My boobs are big, but I also got this infection, so I can't really use the boobs like I want to use the boobs.
Okay,
you see what I'm saying?
Okay, I got you.
So what would happen is she would go to a lawyer. The lawyer will call on an expert who deals with these types of surgery, these plastic surgeries, and that doctor will come in and examine to say, hey, this ain't right. Like under normal circumstances, they're supposed to be like this. And in this situation, they're a little uneven and she got an infection. So yeah, like we gotta send this back. We gotta send this back.
Hey Piff.
Yeah.
Hey
yes,
Piff.
Sir. Yes, sir.
You might want to be the examine boob doc.
Yeah, man. How you sign up for that, man? Is there an application fee? Like, is it?
Yo, you could do it. You see what I'm saying? You could do it. And honestly, the doctors that examine for mess ups, they get a lot of bank, bro. It's a very lucrative career. Like I hear, like sometimes a doctor might examine something and they, you know, to do an examination on the patient and to do a write up, they'll get thousands of dollars for that.
Damn.
So if the patient is not happy with their job, that's not a suit. Like that's not a, you know,
right.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I got you.
Right. It's got to be a little more than just I'm not happy with it. Like maybe if you go in for like 34 double D's and you know you get like some 34 double D's that leak, you know what I'm saying? That's something that you can sue for, because what would happen is really what the law is about in this situation is putting you where you're supposed to be, right? So if someone spends $50,000 on a job and the job doesn't go right and they got to spend extra money to make the job go right, you can sue the first doctor and say, hey, doctor, I had to spend an extra $15K because you messed up. And I want you to pay me the $15K for that.
Damn.
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So, just to like transition, you know.
Oh, so we're not talking about boobs anymore? What's up?
Hey man.
Hold on, man. How you gonna cut the titty conversation? Look,
hey, right? I mean, what's up?
Pun intended. How you gonna cut the titty conversation?
Oh,
ain't right.
See, I don't like that.
You ain't right. You ain't right. So, but for real, you know, do you have anything in your head as far as like programs or something that you would kind of like try to bridge the Black community into your type of field, either criminal justice or law? Like, is there any ideas you have that maybe you might be willing to start in your previous community?
Yeah, definitely, man. Because there's, you know, we're because of the way America's been set up and the way we were brought into America, unfortunately we're not as knowledgeable about the system as everybody else, right? And that's no secret, right? People were allowed to read the law when we weren't allowed to read the law. So people were allowed to get property when we weren't allowed to get property. People were allowed to have lawyers when we weren't allowed to get lawyers. And so we're a little behind the ball on that. And so if I had the opportunity, and I hope to get this opportunity sometime soon, I would just want to get everyone up to speed about the law and how you can use the law to your benefit. I know us as a community, we know about criminal law, right? But there's so much more that we can use the law to our advantage for. Like we can use the law for whenever a doctor messes up, but we can also use the law for building wealth. And that's what I hope to get into in my next chapter in life, is just focusing on how we can use the law to build up our wealth, because that's really where it's at.
Okay. So real quick, let's go there real quick. I notice how white people, I'm gonna go ahead and say,
hey,
white people, you know what I'm saying? They leave their children houses and land and excess amounts of money, but we leave our kids with debt. How can we reverse this flow?
Yo, that is, if nothing else, yo, that is a great question. And I hope everyone in the world from our community hears this, because here's how it goes, bro. We could do the exact same thing. You don't have to have money to leave money. You see what I'm saying? Off the rip,
Exactly.
if every black person or everyone from our community got life insurance, okay? If you get life insurance, right there, you're making sure the next generation gets a one up, because when you pass away, it kind of becomes a gift, because then your next generation is going to inherit hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, based on the policy that you get. So if we want to make sure that we don't leave our kids with debt, then we can make sure that we get life insurance in our names, and it's super cheap. Like, I think we think that life insurance is something that rich people gotta have, but honestly, yo, you can get life insurance for less than you pay for your cell phone on a monthly basis, and it's a huge investment. Because imagine, we all gonna die one day. It'd be great if we left our kids with millions of dollars, and you can do that by getting life insurance. And if to take it a step further, you can take that life insurance and you can put that life insurance into a trust, and you can direct what happens with that trust. So if you want to make sure you leave your kids houses, you take that, say you get $1 million policy, okay? The beneficiary of your policy is a trust. All right. So you pass away, the money goes into a trust. And because it's a trust, you get to put the instructions as to how to spend that money. You get a trust manager. So that trust manager could say, yo, out of this $1 million, my fault, Piff says, yo, out of these $1 million, I want $500,000 to be spent on real estate. And what I want to happen is I want the real estate to be rented out to people. And the money that the real estate makes, I want that money to go to my kids, but I want that real estate to stay as it is. So what ends up happening is 10 years from now, your real estate that was originally $500,000 is now worth $750,000. And in the course of those 10 years, your kids or whoever you have as your beneficiary, they've been able to get hundreds of dollars a month based off of the money that property grows. You see what I'm saying? So life insurance, I think, is the first step. And then having a good estate plan is a second step.
That's pressure, bro. That's pressure. That's some info for your ass, boy.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you, and honestly, this ain't even nothing new. Like I love Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? I love Jay-Z because Jay-Z is like your mature hustler, and he's all about the money. And so he talks about this. He has a song on 444. It's the last song on there. He's like, legacy, legacy, legacy. If you listen to that song, that's what he's talking about. He's talking about creating something that he can pass on. And whether it's in buying art, like buying a Basquiat figure that's 1 year is worth $4 million, next year is worth $8 million. And then I'm gonna give it to my children. You see what I'm saying? That's what he's talking about right there.
God damn.
Well, hold on.
Dang.
I want the smartest nigga in the world, but did you just say Basquiat?
Basquiat, yeah, bro.
What the hell is that? What the hell is that? How you spell it? How you spell it? I don't know nothing about that. Basquiat.
Okay. Yeah, so Basquiat.
You don't listen to Star, bro?
That's that. Man, that's that new. Like, I know how to say it, but I don't know how to say it. You know what I'm saying? That's that New York shit. That's that New York law shit. That's
hey, look, don't let me get fancy, bro. I learned about Basquiat through Jay-Z. You see what I'm saying? Because Jay-Z's always talking about Basquiat this, art that. So Basquiat was an artist. His name is Jean-Michel. He was an artist from Brooklyn. He was an artist from Brooklyn, and he would create these. Actually, I got a fake Basquiat, not a real Basquiat. I got a fake Basquiat. Let me show you real quick.
Damn,
it's a fake, man. Fellas. It's a fake. Don't even stunt. It's a fake. You see, it's a fake. It's a little postcard. I put it on this Walmart thing to sell it. You know what I'm saying? But here's it. This is a Basquiat. All right. This ain't worth nothing, but the real Basquiat's be worth millions of dollars. And so what he's saying is, yo, I'm gonna get this artist's work. I'm gonna let it mature over time because it ain't a lot of these in rotation. And once the price continues to go up, I'm gonna give it to my kids, and it's gonna be worth a lot more. And so Basquiat is an artist from Brooklyn, so he be repping a lot, man.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Baby boy, they your boy Ving Rhames had a statement in that movie. He talked about guns and butter.
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
We talk about things that appreciate in value and things that depreciate in value.
Mm-hmm.
That's amongst those lines.
Yes.
That Basquiat appreciates. That Ferrari that you bought in 2018, that's gonna go a little bit down. So like
Mm-hmm.
niggas need to realize, hey man, you know, it look nice, sound good, drive
Mm-hmm.
good,
Mm-hmm.
but them motherfuckers, man, you know, wasted your goddamn money, boy.
Yeah, because it depends on what you're trying to do with your money. Like, in my opinion, you can do so much with money, and money is wonderful because, you can buy a Ferrari, and that money, it ain't gonna be worth anymore. Like, you have, let's say you buy a $400,000 Ferrari, in 4 or 5 years, that car might be worth $360,000, maybe $300,000. All right,
Woo.
but if you buy real estate, it's going to grow in value. Your money's actually going to grow. And so I think we got to kind of look at money as this thing that could either grow or it can die. And if we look at money like that, man, I think we'll be better off, because we'll see that there's a lot of ways to make money grow. Like, money don't got to stay the same. Like, the worst form of money, in my opinion, is cash, because cash loses value over time. You see what I'm saying? Cash loses value over time. But real estate don't lose value over time. Stocks don't really lose value over time. Bonds don't lose value over time. So Basquiat's don't lose value over time. It's just about what we convert our money to. You see what I'm saying?
That's real. So
hold on right quick.
My bad.
So basically what you're saying is, like, we as a people, we're materialistic by nature. At least here, not when you take back to the roots of where we come from, but as far as our generation and the couple generations right before us, we become a lot more materialistic, and we put money into things such as Jordans and stuff like that. But if we were to train our youth to, not that spending money is a problem, but spending money in a more financial gaining situation, such as your Basquiat. I mean, because we like to wear nice things that show wealth, but there are nice things that show wealth that can appreciate.
Right.
That we need to change the tide to. So instead of being hype about the next new Jordan, you should be for sister get, hey bro, I got the brand new Basquiat, or I got the brand new such and such. You stuck on, you know what I'm saying? Like, those are things, you get what I mean?
I mean, I'm gonna challenge you on that a little bit, right? Because we're fly people. We've always been a fly people, right? Before we were even in America, back when we were in Africa, you know what I'm saying? Back with the Mali Empire, we were a fly people. We were gold down. You see what I'm saying? We've always been this flashy kind of people. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's just who we are to an extent, like you said, right? But we're creative also. We created hip hop. We made basketball a great thing. We make fashion a great thing. We can make things great. And I think we got to look at our money like that also. So there's nothing wrong with buying Jordans, but how about this?
I don't think it's a problem.
Right. But yeah, but to your point, how about this? You know, if I know I like Jordans, okay, and I spend, and on a yearly basis, I spend about $2,000 on Jordans. There's nothing wrong with that. What I would advise is, maybe take a year off from buying Jordans. Take that $2,000 and put it into some stock, right? Maybe put it into some stocks that give you some dividends, right? So that you can use the dividends to pay for the Jordans. Because if you set up money the right way, your money grows more money. And there's nothing wrong with using the money that is grown to buy the things that we like. I don't have no problem with people buying luxury things. You just got to set yourself up so that you don't got to sell those luxury things to live later on. You see what I'm saying? If you want to buy Gucci and Fendi and Prada, you can do those things, but maybe get you a real estate property, maybe get you some rental properties, maybe get you something that develops some money so you can use that money to buy the nice things, but also have all these things so that in the event that you need some money, you can still go back and get your money. And that's what real estate and stocks and bonds, those things tend to do for us. Because I think we can do both. I think we're creative enough to do both. You see what I'm saying?
That's real.
Do you think it's possible? Chris, I'm going to let you get in right quick. I'm going to ask this one thing. Because you're talking about stocks and bonds and things like that. I don't know. It's just a weird idea that came to my like maybe future down the line. Do you think there's any way we can have like an academy, right, to teach our youth, the young black children and yellow children and minority children about this? Because my dad tried, like, my pops. My pops was like there for everything, but certain things, as far as the legal realm, he didn't. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't really tell. He told me, "Hey, check out bonds," but he really couldn't show me how to use a bond. You get what I'm saying? Or show me how to use this. Or he'll tell me, "Hey, check the deed. This, that. How do I make a deed? How do I?" You know what I'm saying? These things that we need. It's easy to say we need to put our money here, but if we just tell the kids how to do it without showing them, nobody's gonna know how to show them.
Right. And I mean, that's very valid. America is this kind of thing where people have been, y'all all have played Monopoly. And you know how Monopoly works, man. Like Monopoly, the point of Monopoly is to buy up as much property as you can, right? America, we're a little behind the ball because they've been playing Monopoly for about 400 years before they let us get to the table. By the time we got to the table, a lot of things were bought up. And they weren't really trying to teach us how to catch up because they were ahead. They don't want to really help us take what they have. But to your point, we do need some sort of academy. And I think we're doing a better job of that in this generation of informing people of stocks and bonds. Like it took me, like people have always said, yo, invest in stocks, invest in bonds. But I didn't really get it because I figured I could just hustle. But then I realized that the legal system rewards you for investing in stocks and bonds. So let me give you an example, yo. If you make $100,000 working a job, you're gonna have to pay taxes on that, and the taxes on that maybe are gonna be about 30%. Okay. If you make $100,000 in stocks, your taxes on that can be 10%. Ooh. You see what I'm saying? So like in a way, they're encouraging you to invest in stocks. And it gets better, fellas. It gets better. If you put $100,000 into government bonds, so municipal bonds, county bonds, if you put $100,000 into municipal bonds, or let's say you make $100,000 off municipal bonds, you don't pay taxes on it because the government wants you to invest in the government so that the government can keep functioning. You see what I'm saying? There are legal benefits to investing, and we just didn't know that. So having an academy and sharing that with people would be amazing because, you can work 9 to 5. You're going to get taxed harder than someone who sits around and just invests their money all day.
That's real.
They got to listen to this, T. Hey, Pimp, they got to hear this.
I'm sorry to say, John, I gotta ask you. Look, we gotta drop this tonight. I'm sorry. This gotta come out. Hey, no edits. I ain't editing shit. It's dropping straight like this. I ain't editing shit.
When I tell you Jews don't come in material all the time.
Hey, bro.
Jews.
Hey, bro.
Facts, bro.
Some people say the game supposed to be sold. Some people say the game supposed to be sold, not told. My man is in the game, man. Look,
I gotta share it, and I gotta share it because I learned this stuff in school, and I learned this when I was in New York Law School. I'm out here. I got all these professors who are in all these tax, they teach me these tax courses, and they're just talking about this money stuff. And I remember one day, man, I had this professor talk about how like giving his child $1 million. And he said, look, I will give my child $1 million, but only if they're gonna do the right thing with it. So then he asked me, like, yo, what would you do with $1 million? And I said, yo, if you gave me $1 million, I would save half of it, blow half of it, right? He looked at me like I was an idiot. He said, no, you don't gotta do that, bro. So what you should do is, he said, because I wouldn't give you $1 million if you're gonna blow half of it. What I would do is I would give you $1 million if you knew that by investing that entire $1 million, that $1 million is gonna put off money. If you spend that money that it puts off, then fine. You know what I'm saying? Because the initial $1 million, that's what they call the principal, right? The principal, let's let the principal grow. You see what I'm saying? And then the principal, it puts off these things called residuals, right? It puts off these other types of income. You can eat the other type of income, but don't eat into the principal because the principal going to continue to grow. And I had to learn that in law school, and I realized it changed my mind on life. Like, yo, like I can let my money make money for me, and then the money that it makes, I can blow that, but the main money's still gonna be the same.
Shit. Hey man.
I'm trying to tell you, man.
Boy, hey man,
I'm trying to tell you.
Hot fire.
Hey,
Hey man. Hey John. Hey John.
Hey, Dylan.
Ahmed, and Ahmed. He spit hot fire.
Hot fire, man. Straight up.
Hey,
yo.
what's going by? Hey,
Hey.
listen,
So I
Hey,
got
listen,
two
man.
questions. I got a two-parter. One part of the question is this. I'm sorry, John. You had something, bro?
Oh no, shit. I'm
Okay.
gone. My head over there. I'm recollecting.
So my question is this, bro. As young kids, they have the ability to do something that we didn't have. Young kids have the ability to create businesses on Facebook, Instagram, all of this, right? They got YouTube. They can create YouTube channels. They got TikTok. They got all this stuff, right?
Right.
They have this one business that John alluded to earlier that's taking over everything. They're selling sneakers, selling shoes, reselling used sneakers, brand new sneakers. What are your thoughts about young entrepreneurs, man? Black, white, don't matter, all of it. But I just want to mainly focus on us. On us.
I love it because straight up, one of my first hustles was selling Pokemon cards.
Okay.
Selling magnetic earrings. Like those are some of my first hustles. You see what I'm saying? And back then, it wasn't that many options. It was find something like that, or sell something in a sack. And these days we have so many more options. Like you can make a lot of money reselling sneakers. You can make a lot of money reselling PS5s. You can make so much money today that's not nearly as risky as it was back then. Like back then, it felt like you had to sell drugs to get by, and that ain't work out for us.
Yep.
And what's so crazy is, the drugs that people were selling before, two things. One, they're legal now, and then two, doctors are selling these things. You see what I'm saying? So it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. So I'm glad that we're able to get away from that and get into these TikToks and these YouTubes and these sneakers, because we're creative and we should be able to be allowed to make as much money as we can, especially in our youth, man. Especially.
Man, bro, I'm gonna tell you, man, you ain't lying, dog. Like, it's so many lanes and avenues and so many how-tos on how to make money now. Like, it's young scammers making hundreds of thousands. Young scammers.
Yeah.
They out here taking receipts from the credit card and figuring out the rest. They man, look, man, unbelievable with it.
Hey, look. We can't advocate for scammers. All right, I'm a lawyer. I can't advocate for scammers. But you're right, bro. It's just so creative now, man, and it's just there's so many opportunities for us, bro. So many opportunities.
That's real. Like you say, I'm not. When we. Whatever them scammers do over there, this Country Cousin podcast.
Yeah. The last
man,
thing you want is to get sued, you know what I'm saying? Because someone's like, yo, Country Cousins told me to scam. And you know what I'm saying?
Unless they want to scam us with a sponsor. No, not scam us with a sponsorship, but
yeah.
No, man, don't even worry about it.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Maybe we should edit that part out. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that part we edit out before we drop it.
Lift up the cup.
Hey, man.
Hey, but bro, I just want to so when you was in undergrad, you know what I'm saying? When you was in, law school, like, do you have any like stories?
Oh man. I got some great stories, bro.
That's interesting. That so people can understand that lawyers are real people too.
Real people. Absolutely real people. When I was in college, I went to UNCC, and we partied a lot. We partied Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then we like try to road trip on the weekends. And we just love partying, man, because I feel like if you work hard, man, you gotta blow off the steam. It's just only right. Like I just heard about how James Harden, like if he had a day off, he would fly out to some city to go party, and he'd come back and drop 40 points. I think it works like that in life too. I think if you work really, really hard and as you should blow off some steam. And so we did a lot of that in college, man. And sometimes it was great, sometimes it wasn't. Like one time we went down to Miami, spring break. We all know how Miami is, right? Spring break is crazy, you know. I don't know if COVID era kids gonna understand it, but spring break was, yeah, it was like that. So we went down to Miami one time and we thought we was it. You know what I'm saying? We're college kids, you know, we got a little bit of change in our pocket. So we go to this club and we can't get into VIP because VIP is a little more expensive. We're in college. So we're on the outskirts. We're in general admission. But there's this guy named Greg Little. All right. Greg Little, he played football. We actually played him in college, in high school. He demolished us in the playoffs. But we saw him down in Miami. He demolished us again. Let me tell you how, yo. So we're out here in general admission, you know, this is before I got married, so I can't get in trouble for saying this. We're in general admission, and it's, you know, it's a couple of girls out here in general admission. So we're trying to spit some game, trying to holler at them. And then the music will cut off, and you hear like the Ric Flair theme song, you know, real dramatic. And then they bring a big old bottle of like $5,000 champagne. They bring it over to Greg Little. And every time the champagne will go over there, I feel like he would point at the girls that we were talking to and tell them to come into our section, come into the section. And so by the end of the night, there wasn't any girl in general admission because they all got taken over to the VIP section. And we were out there looking like some scrubs, looking like some scrubs, man. So that's something I regret. I don't regret it. I feel like it gave me the motivation to make sure I go hard because clearly women want the people with money. And as college students, we didn't really have it like that. And Greg Little had all of it. So he got all the girls that night, man. So that's one of them stories, man. But outside of that, we tend to have good times. Like we traveled. We went to NC State, partied a lot. We went to Livingstone College, partied there. We partied at Duke. We partied at ECU. We partied at Winthrop. We just partied at Johnson C. Smith, A&T. A&T used to have these. A&T just had all the best parties, man. Greensboro had the best parties. Greensboro had these things.
I'm gonna tell you where. I'm gonna tell you where he didn't go. I'm gonna tell you where he didn't come.
Yo, y'all didn't invite us. Y'all didn't invite us. Stop it. You didn't invite us.
This pumping party.
Said the boys from the coast didn't invite you.
You said what?
Said them boys from the coast didn't invite you.
Oh man, nah, the boys from the coast didn't really invite us like that. We did. We went to Fayetteville. We went to Fayetteville State, man. We partied out there. We partied at Coastal Carolina, man. College was just about partying. Like it's about working hard all through the week. Make sure your grades are straight. But then on the weekend, man, you just gotta party because everybody's trying to blow some steam and a lot of those, yo.
So
I
look,
party.
Hey, you had to party, bro.
Hey, man, what's up? You see in the room, So, I would hear a lot of rappers and different people talk about Jewish lawyers.
Yeah.
We had someone on the podcast, you know. I'm not gonna say his name. Not gonna say nothing. We had someone on the podcast that alluded to having some curly-haired white lawyers, right?
Yeah.
What is the importance of those guys? Like, what do they do that we can't do? Do they know a certain hand that is like masonry, or is it what's going on? Like, what's up, man?
You know, I mean, I'm glad you brought that up because I hear it in rappers. Rappers say stuff like that, and I get it puts a battery in my back a little bit because I'm like, yo, I want y'all to look at us the same way, right? I want y'all to look at us the same way. I think personally, the people you mentioned, I think they get good airtime and stuff because they pay for it, right? They run these record labels, and so they probably tell the rappers to say these things. Maybe the rappers have those type of lawyers. But it's not. I don't think it's anything special. I think it's just that they're connected. I think there's so many of them within that industry that they get a lot of good rep. And so I hope that, you know, our generation and our culture, we hear that and we decide, yo, we need to go out there and become lawyers because we should be representing each other. Because at the end of the day, I think we can really understand our interests. Nothing wrong with white lawyers or Jewish lawyers or Hispanic lawyers, but I really feel like Black people understand Black people. And so a Black lawyer will understand the Black person's struggles and make sure that they don't sign record deals that don't benefit them. Because what was happening is, and we see this every day, a lot of times these rappers, they have these other lawyers and they sign these record deals that don't benefit them. We heard about MC Hammer. We hear about rappers going broke. It's because of these deals that they're signing. Even the Migos got upset the other day. The Migos got upset last year because they felt their lawyer wasn't acting in their best interest. And I just think that as soon as we get more and more Black lawyers out there, we can look out for each other and make sure that we don't get disrespected by these systems and these companies, because these companies are trying to take advantage of a lot of people, and we can't let that happen, yo.
That's real. So what do you think? So do you plan on switching fields? Are you staying in malpractice? You plan on going to entertainment? You plan on signing some contracts? Being an agent? What do you?
Yo, I wish I could do it all, yo. I really wish I could do it all, but I feel like I can't do it all in my generation. So what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna grab the torch. Like a lot of lawyers before me, focus on criminal law because you see how cops are doing us. We got to make sure that we have someone defending us, right? And I think we have a lot of criminal lawyers. And shout out to all the criminal lawyers that came before me, like Johnny Cochran. I'm saying, shout out to Johnny Cochran because he did a great thing. He did a lot of great things. And there's some lawyers today that continue to do great things. We had some great civil rights attorneys, right? We got Ben Crump, who does a lot of great things. We had Thurgood Marshall, who really, he really put Black people on his back. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, he did. True.
He did. So I think, for me at least, I think this generation, we're talking about generational wealth. And so if I get the opportunity, I want to get into estate planning because I think that's where generational wealth comes from. It's from planning for the next generation to be wealthy and putting things in place so that they continue to be wealthy and they can maintain that cash. And that comes with wills, trusts, starting businesses that you can pass on, hiring your kids as employees so that you can give them more money without having it be taxed by the government. Because I don't know if y'all realize this, but the government won't let you give away money for free. If I wanted to give you all money, let's say if I wanted to give you $25,000 next year, I had to pay a tax on that.
Damn.
Because the government don't let you do that. You see what I'm saying? I gotta pay a gift tax on that because it's more than $15,000. You see what I'm saying? So I want to get into estate planning so we can make sure that we can transfer our assets to our kids so that our kids can be greater and then their kids can be greater. And then we'll be looking up from heaven or from wherever we are and being like, yo, we did a great thing.
You know what? You're connecting the hell out of some dots right now because every round like December, November, YouTubers start giving away crazy amounts of money, right? Is that for write-offs or is that for a situation?
Yeah. So let me explain it. Right. Okay. So in business, so the laws really do the laws are about encouraging a particular type of behavior. Not all the laws, but some of the laws are about encouraging behavior. We know about laws that encourage people not to do criminal things, but there are also laws that encourage like donating, right? That's why if you donate money to certain organizations, you get to write it off. So here's how that works. Your company makes $1 million, okay? I'm just throwing numbers out there, right? The company makes $1 million this year, and your company is going to get taxed at 30% or 20% because you made $1 million, right? So that's like what? So you're going to pay $200,000 in taxes on that $100 million, right? But the government says, yo, if you're at $800,000, you get taxed at a lower rate, right? That lower rate is maybe 15%. So what do people say? People decide, you know what? I'm going to donate $200,000 so I can get down to that lower rate so that I don't have to pay as much in taxes. You see what I'm saying? So it's really about the government writes these laws that encourages a particular type of behavior. And these people, they just write it off. They'll say, this was a loss. I can write off. So even like let's talk about writing off. Like we can write off in businesses, but we could also write off in stocks. Imagine if you invest. Like last year was, up and down year for certain people. Let's say you invest, in the stocks and you take a loss last year, right? Let's say you lose $100,000 in stock. You lose $100,000 in stocks. You think, okay, that's it. Like I lost $100,000. But in reality, you can write that loss off on your taxes. So if you owe $15,000 in taxes in 2021, but you lost $100,000 in 2020, you get to take some of that loss to say, hey, government, I'm not paying you $15,000 because I lost this amount of money. So the government said, you know what? We'll write that off so you don't have to pay $50,000 this year because you lost so much last year. I don't know if y'all recall. I don't know if you recall, but when his taxes got exposed, it showed he didn't pay no taxes. One of the arguments that Trump raised was, I lost so much money before that it carried over. That's that principle. You can lose money, and then within the next 5 years, you can use that money to not pay on taxes based on the amount you lost.
Damn.
Yeah, bro.
Yo, I did not know that, son.
It gets crazy, bro. It gets crazy. Like,
look, man. We need you to be the financial guy for the. I mean, whenever you forget, I know you busy. You know what I'm saying with exhibits and whatnot. But you know, I know you're busy examining exhibits and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But man, whenever you can, bro, we would love to have you come on and give us some financial literacy, man. Like whenever you could do it, even if you just got to record it, shoot it to us, and we just throw it in on the episode because we need that, bro. We need that.
Man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Not even weekly because I know you can't do it. You know what I'm saying? I know you're busy. So, but whenever you can, we'll add you in. You part of the family. I got one good question.
Yeah.
What is your favorite lawyer movie? What is your favorite lawyer movie, if you have one?
I mean,
which lawyer movie is more closely to fact? Like, which one is more closely to truth?
All right. Well, I'm gonna say this. My favorite lawyer movie, because a lot of the TV is kind of like, you know, smoke and mirrors and stuff like that. They want to sell it because being a lawyer is kind of boring. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of reading, a lot of writing, but you get to help people. And so, my favorite movie is The Godfather.
Okay.
And the consigliere in The Godfather, I like his character because I feel like all families should have a consigliere, someone who they talk to who says, yo, okay, y'all planning on doing this next year? Let me set up some things so that it can cost you less to do that. Or let me set up some things so that, you know, you aren't really being scrutinized by the government. You see what I'm saying? I really like that because I think everyone, especially y'all, you know what I'm saying? We're older, we got families, we're trying to build families. I think we should just have a lawyer in our ear who can advise us to certain things because, you know, I think lawyers can help you out a lot. Lawyers can help us out a lot, man.
Yeah, that's real, bro.
That's my favorite, bro. That's my favorite.
Damn. So which one do you think was more closely to true? Like, do you like the Lincoln Lawyer with McConaughey?
If I could be transparent, I haven't seen it.
You haven't? Okay, baby.
And my barber, like, if my barber sees this, he's gonna be upset because my barber, when I told him I was going to law school, when I was back down there in Charlotte, he was like, yo, you gotta see the Lincoln Lawyer. You gotta see the Lincoln Lawyer. And I said, I'm gonna see it, but I never got around to seeing it, man.
That explains, yo. My cousin said in a rap song, I got a Lincoln Lawyer for you suit and tie niggas.
Yeah. So I gotta watch the movie. I gotta watch the movie, man.
I didn't even know that was a movie.
Yeah,
I thought that was like Lincoln Law School was super prestigious or something.
So Power, the show Power that has the lady, you know, and then all the other people. Mm-hmm. That's a little bit more action than most people will see as a lawyer, right? So
yeah.
So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So they won't see as much. Oh man, this James St. Patrick. Oh yeah, he's a drug dealer. He lives over there. Oh yeah, let's go get him. Oh, that's Tommy Egan. Let's go get him too. Like it's not.
I mean, it don't happen like it does, but some truth to that is there are federal prosecutors. All right, and that's what they do. You know, prosecutors. That's what they do. They look for cases, and you know they'll say, look, you know, there's so and so. We're building up our case on that person, and they're gonna take their time to build up their case. And especially these prosecutors that go after rappers, you know what I'm saying? They take their time to build up those cases, and so they might see some of that action. Not as much as Power, but you know, it's similar. It is similar.
Right.
Did you? I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
Another movie.
Real Rick Ross.
Another movie situation. One of our he alumnus of Dudley from me. but he was in the movie Just Mercy. He from Greensboro.
Oh yeah,
Alphonse.
Yeah, Fonz.
So,
shout out to Fonz, bro.
Right. How do you feel about Michael being in that movie in Just Mercy?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, so I think Michael B. Jordan's role, like of trying to getting people off, you know what I'm saying? Kind of going in
more,
and
is that serious?
row. Yeah, I mean that's serious,
how it is, kind of.
Yeah, it is. It is, man. Because I mean, as y'all was seeing, man, there. Fortunately, fortunately and unfortunately, recently there have been a lot of people who've been exonerated from past charges, and like the Central Park Five. You know what I'm saying? Like people are picking up their cases and they're going back and they're, being extra good lawyers and being like, hey, this wasn't right, and they're getting people off. And so those things do happen, man. Sometimes sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't work out because you got to have the evidence in your favor. So it does happen, man. Sometimes it's sad because you can't get everybody off, but then sometimes it's rewarding because you can get people off. And to tell somebody that, who's been saying for 20 years, I'm innocent, to tell them like, yo, we finally got you out. And you get some money for it because the government acknowledges that they mess up. It don't right all the wrongs, man, but it's a baby step, yo. It's a baby step.
Do you feel like the reparation for wrongful imprisonment is correct? Like whatever money they give you per year or whatever lump sum they give you, say you were locked up for 17 years, they give you 17 million. Do you feel like that's correct? You know what I'm saying? Compensation for the time that you spent making license plates.
Yeah, nah, bro. Definitely not, man. I mean, definitely not, man. You can't, the sky is the limit, bro. Like in 10 years, like look at Jeff Bezos, you know what I'm saying? Like Jeff Bezos started hustling for Amazon in the early 90s, and now it's at, billions on billions on billions. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you give us our time back, man, we could have done things like that, True. And giving us $1 million a year is chump change because, man, people, if you give us the right opportunity, we could make more than $1 million in a year.
True.
We can make a lot more than that in a year. So it's not just compensation. You can't put money on the opportunities that you miss out. You can't have kids. You can't see your friends. You probably done lost family members. Money don't do nothing for that. It don't do nothing for that, man.
You ain't lying.
Exactly.
Freeway Ricky.
I will say this without getting anybody in trouble. I will say this. Having the right lawyer matters, right? Yeah. And having lawyers who are dedicated to this. Like I think it's easy to look at sports because you can see the dedication in sports, right? I'd much rather have a Kevin Durant, on my team than someone who, wants to play every other game. You know what I'm saying? Because, you want to know that the person who's fighting for you is really fighting for you. And I don't know if he had that kind of representation, but you just want to have that kind of representation. And I think it's a little beat up that, a lot of drug dealers from the 90s and the 80s and the 70s, it seems like they were given a pass to make money because, people benefited off of it. And then when it wasn't beneficial anymore, they were taken in. And it's crazy because, people are going to jail today for stuff that's legal, even in Jersey, people are still going to jail. People getting locked up for drugs, for like weed and stuff, but it's legal, So I think those kind of things got to, we got to make right about those things. It ain't right. It ain't right.
You're right.
All right. So let's back off the law thing a little bit.
All right.
You've been dealing with that all day. What do you do to decompress? What do you do what does Med do?
Man.
What does Med do to have fun, to decompress, to just live life?
Video games, bro. I play video games, man. I play 2K, Like I'll sit down in front of the PS, whatever, and play for hours. I'll probably lose a lot of those games, but it's good.
You got that 5?
It's mindless stuff.
You got that 5?
I mean, I wish.
Okay.
I'm trying to get it, but the bots are faster than me at this point, so I can't do much. I can't do much about it. But I want to. I want to get a hold of that so I can play it, man. But for me, it's to decompress. It's playing video games. It's listening to music. It's watching comedies, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm good. I love stand-up specials. Like Richard Pryor, you know what I'm saying? Richard Pryor, he's an OG, man. Richard Pryor talk about stuff that we still deal with today. So I love listening to the OGs talk about stuff. But you know, that kind of stuff, that lighthearted stuff, playing video games. I might go work out every now and then. Not too much. You know what I'm saying? But I'll work out a little bit, spend time with my lady, talk to some friends. And you know, that's about it, man. And maybe, you know, of course, get you a brew. You gotta get a brew at the end of the day. Not too much, but you know, you gotta get you a brew. You know what I'm saying? Not too much, but enough to take the edge off.
Yeah, moderation. Make sure you drink some water. No hangover.
Yeah, got to. Because you're gonna have it. If you don't drink water, you gonna have a nasty hangover, man. You don't want that. You don't want that.
Lord have mercy. You don't, man. Is there anything else you want to get into, man? Is there anything else, man? Where can they find you at? Anything? Where do you want to take us, man?
Man, look, man. I feel like we're already headed to the top. And so I just want to make sure I get as many people on board as possible. I think as a generation, we're doing wonderful things. We're being entrepreneurs. We're sharing these messages. Thank y'all for having this podcast because, you know, unless you grow up with an attorney, man, you might not get access to this information. But thanks to y'all, thanks to Country Cousins, now everybody can get the access to this information and realize the benefit of having an attorney, man. So thank y'all for doing what y'all are doing.
You hear that plug?
What y'all doing
hey, man. You hear that plug?
Hey,
I'm trying to tell you, man. Look, I'm trying to tell you, man.
I'm gonna throw on my New York accent, son. That's my cousin right there.
Hey, you feel me, B? Hey, you feel me, B?
Before we get off here, I do kind of want to get a couple of the fun ideas from you. First of all, I'd love to know. You can either do either or, you can do both. Your top 5 rappers or your top 5 athletes. It don't have to be an order. Either or.
Man. So look, I'm gonna go with the rappers. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go with top 5 rappers, no particular order. I like Hove. I like Hove because Hove talks about the hustling. But Hove also transitioned from like being your person who loses 92 bricks on 560 State Street to being the person who runs titles and the possibility of selling title to whoever for billions of dollars, right? I like Hove a lot, man, because I think Hove gives us he's a good representation of how we could be. Like you can start off a particular type of way, but just because you start off that way don't mean you got to end that way. So I love Hove for that, man. I love that hustle talk. He's a good model. I like Lil Baby. You know what I'm saying? Because Lil Baby on that hustle talk. And I just think there's so many hustlers in our community. There's so many hustlers in our community because we got that creativity. We got that ingenuity. We got that drive. So to be talking to hustlers and say, look, fellas, like here are different ways to do it. And here's how to do it. I really appreciate that from him. And he got good flows as well. I like Benny the Butcher. Man, you know what I'm saying? Griselda, you know, he got that hustle talk in the man. So I like that a lot, man. I'm real big on hustle talk because that's what we had to do. Like what y'all doing here is a hustle. You see what I'm saying? Like you're nothing, you're making it something, and you're profiting off of those things. And that's what we got to do. That's what we've been doing. And I'm glad to see that people are, you know, they're praising that kind of stuff in their lyrics, man. I got to go soft a little bit. I'm not a big R&B guy, but I like Drake. He's as close as I'm gonna get to R&B. You know what I'm saying? Give you some late cuts. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But you can't deny it though. You can't deny it. Everything. I mean, people hate on him, but everything that man touch goes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He do good stuff, man. He do good stuff.
Midas touch.
He got the Midas touch, man. You know, and honestly, he kind of made it cool. He kind of made it cool to be real about your feelings. You know what I'm saying? To be able to say, yo, look, I'm a guy that got all this stuff going on, but I still struggle with the ladies. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Like you can have everything and still struggle with the ladies. Don't make you less of a man. It just makes you a man because men ain't perfect. You see what I'm saying? Exactly. So I like that, man. I like Drizzy. I like Lil Baby. I like Benny the Butcher. I like Hove. And then, you know, I really like Gunna, bro. Gunna got a flow. Gunna got a flow that you can't really. He got so many different kind of flows, man. Like Gunna just smooth, bro. So I really rock with Gunna a lot, bro. Like
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I couldn't imagine you pulling up to my court case for my medical malpractice listening to Lil Baby and Gunna. I'm gonna be honest.
You know, it's a big surprise, bro. But that's how it be. Like in my headphones, you know what I'm saying? If I need to lock in, I'm listening to what people who get me hype and keep it funky, yo. Keep it funky. There's art in hip hop. You know, like hip hop artists do a really good job of of making things that are catchy, saying things that are catchy. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's real.
Think about like one of the most famous lawyer lines of all time is, "If the glove don't fit, you must have quit." You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's art, bro. That's practically hip hop. You see what I'm saying?
True. You ain't lying.
I love listening to hip hop because it gets me cool. It gets me saying the cool things, man. It gets it flowing the right way so that people can understand and appreciate what we saying.
I got you.
Oh yeah.
And the only reason I said that because I was just picturing you pulling up in like a 7-something series BM, right? And with the windows down, and you just whipping that thing in the parking spot. And you listen to that.
Hey, it be like that. It be like that. You know what I'm saying? Got the little baby going, got that drip too hard, you know what I'm saying?
No, they got a drip too hard, got the window down, blasting something.
Straight up, you know.
I'm like, God damn, well, my lawyer coming in pimping, my boy.
Hey, look, and honestly, bro, take it a step further, man. We know hip hop is the most it's the music style that everybody loves. Excuse me. It's the music style that everybody loves. You can go to Russia, people listen to hip hop. People don't even like black people that much, but they listen to hip hop. So people on the jury, they listen to hip hop. So if they know I listen to hip hop, they might relate to me a little bit more, and they'd be more favorable to my client. You see what I'm saying?
I got one more lawyer question, man, and then we.
Yes, sir.
How oftentimes is it really a jury of your peers?
Man, yeah. So I'm in Brooklyn, bro. I'm in Brooklyn, and like if you think of Brooklyn, you don't think of like mostly white people, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of times on the jury box, it's mostly white people. And you know, some of that is people don't want to show up for jury duty. Some of that is attorneys knowing that they're black people and they're trying to find ways to get them out of the jury. Like, you know, so it's a mix of things, man. But very rarely do I go in there and I see like a good, 30-70 split. You know what I'm saying? We got blacks, we got Hispanics, we got white people. I rarely see that, man. But I really wish you would see that more because, that we need people that understand us. Like, I can tell a black person like, yo, like, I just had a feeling that this person wasn't a good person, so I wasn't rocking with them. Like the way they dapped me up, I knew they weren't real, so I wasn't rocking with them. I could say that to a black juror, and they'll understand it because they understand the nuances of black culture. They understand like if somebody don't dap you up the right way, they understand that kind of stuff. But a white person may not understand that. So if I tell a white person like, "Yo, I wasn't there because this person dapped me up, and I didn't get the right vibe. He was looking me up and down, so I left." They might not believe that, but a black person more likely to believe that because they understand they've been in them same situations. So yeah, man.
Right.
That's real. That's real, man. That's real,
okay.
Man. You dropped some jewels today, my nigga.
Hey, I tried, bro. Look, I tried, man. Y'all set up this wonderful platform. I said, yo, man, if I can share some jewels, y'all throwing some wonderful alleys. Let me try to come through and do a little razzle dazzle, rock the cradle. You know what I'm saying?
Look, man,
we do a little Chef Curry up in here.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? I know, look, 3-point, you know what I'm saying? I wish I was that good, though,
Man, I've been telling people since John told me about the interview, I said, look, bro, we got a medical malpractice lawyer coming on. What questions y'all got? We got you here. We appreciate you. We working on the logo. We're working on the logo. We're working on some hoodies. We're working on some shirts. We'll send you a care package when we get straight.
Man, look, bro, as soon as y'all put them things up, I'm going to get one because I want people to show. I want people to follow up because we need these things, bro. And I want to say this one thing, yo. For medical malpractice, as far as medical malpractice goes, and this is for everybody, you know what I'm saying? If anybody goes to the doctor and things don't come out the way they should come out, go see a medical malpractice attorney. And let me tell you why. One, medical malpractice attorneys don't get paid unless you get paid. So you can go see a medical malpractice attorney and they get paid on contingency. You see what I'm saying? So it don't cost you nothing to go see a medical malpractice attorney, especially if things go wrong. And I know that, things go wrong because I see it on a regular basis. And so I would advise everybody, if you know anyone who went to a doctor, and they're supposed to get foot surgery and they had to get an extra surgery or it didn't work out the way they expected it to work out, go see a medical malpractice attorney in any state that you're in because more than likely it's going to be free and you got nothing to lose, bro. You got nothing to lose. And we shouldn't allow the medical system to take advantage of us because we don't take advantage of lawyers. So anybody, you know what I'm saying, go out. If someone, you know, if you got a relative who went to a doctor and they got a bunch of bed sores, get a medical malpractice attorney. If you have someone who go into like the Kanye West situation, their mom goes in for surgery and they lose their life, get a medical malpractice attorney. And the most important piece of that is, you got to go as soon as possible because the law don't wait. You know? The law don't wait. You can't, like, if you go in because you think there's something wrong, you got like a lump on your chest and the doctor says that, you know, well, that's nothing. And then, you know, you find out years later that's actually cancer. You go get medical malpractice attorney as soon as possible because the statute of limitations may run out. And it may be evident that the doctor messed up, but because you waited so long, you can't recover. I know in New York, the statute of limitations for medical malpractice is like 2 to 3 years. And so, you know, it's quick, bro. It's really, really quick. So if anything goes wrong, as soon as possible, go see an attorney, have that attorney check things out, maybe see a couple of attorneys because we can't allow the doctors to take advantage of us without us taking advantage of the legal system. And it ain't bad because they got insurance, bro. They got insurance. Insurance pays for that kind of stuff. That's why they pay insurance. So if they mess up, we got to hold them accountable, yo.
True. So let this be a lesson to a lot of people. The statute of limitations does just not mean with the old shit that you did 4-5 years ago. The motherfucker you think somebody gonna knock on your door for. Look, man. Ain't nobody worry about a little 5-sack of dope you sold, man. Ain't nobody worry about that little 3 bag of dope, man. Ain't nobody worry about that shit, man. So look, man. Take your ass to the doctor, man. Get you a malpractice attorney if you need it. Man, you heard this, man. He is dropping jewels, straight hot fire. John, what?
Die-line, man. You know the
vibes.
Hey, man. Chris, I'm gonna let you close it out after this, brother. But you seen the movie Hangover, right, man?
Yeah.
You got to give me 5 celebrities that you want for a hangover weekend.
Yo, all right. If I have 5 celebrities for a hangover weekend, I'm gonna have to have Rihanna out there.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Because she be partying all the time. I want to party with her. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I want to party with her. Who else I gotta have out there? I need to have Michael Jordan out there because he be going hard. Michael Jordan he don't do nothing, bro. You always see him with the eyes. He be drinking tequila, smoking cigars. So I gotta have him out there. I gotta have
wide leg pants.
Yeah, with the wide leg. I gotta have Snoop Dogg out there. You know Snoop, you know, real cool, chill vibes. You know what I'm saying? Who else, man? I gotta have. Shoot, man. Who else, man? I gotta have like people who can like pay to get me out of any. No, actually, yo, let me get Obama. You know what I'm saying? Because Obama gonna have a security right for me, so I can party. You know what I'm saying? With no issues. You know what I'm saying? And the last celebrity I need to have out there, man. Shoot, man, it got to be. I don't know. It got to be some chick, man. It probably got maybe somebody from OnlyFans. I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's a. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Hey, give me Bernice. I'll take Bernice.
Lord, this man
I'm gonna get in trouble.
Hey,
Lord,
Chris,
I'm gonna get in trouble, man.
Chris, you got 5.
Give me Big Boy from Outkast. Give me let me get Big Boy. Let me get Snoop. Let me get Adam Sandler. Gotta have a white dude.
Oh, smart. Smart. Gotta check out that box. You know what I'm saying?
Man. Yeah, man. Gotta. And then he's like, "Hey,
affirmative action.
We're having fun."
Yeah.
You know,
I didn't know he was a legal officer. I didn't know.
The Rooney Rule.
Big Boy, Snoop. Adam Sandler. Let me go with I'm gonna go with Rosario Dawson. That's one of my celebrity crushes, man. I got it right.
Yeah.
I got to have
She's solid.
Yeah, man. And I gotta have a little, you know, I gotta have a little something, another flavor for the ice cream, man. Give me Scarlett Johansson, man. Throw her on right now.
Yeah, see, you're not playing. Hey, see, you're not playing.
Hey.
Yeah, man. You know,
Hey, I'm gonna be real
it's
with you.
chill weekend, brother.
I ain't bringing no female celebrities. I ain't
Oh,
bringing no female celebrities. Cause
I,
I'm gonna tell you why. My first one, I ain't got to worry about it, cause he gonna bring them all. Floyd Mayweather, he gonna pay
oh.
for it, and he bringing the hoes.
You know he gonna
I
bring
got
them.
Floyd.
Yeah.
Floyd, okay.
I got Wiz Khalifa.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go pick up Kevin Hart crazy ass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
My boy, I don't know if you watched Did You Miss Me? But I gotta get my boy Billy Sorrells.
Okay.
The Coke boy
Okay.
gotta be there. The
Okay.
Coke boy gotta be there. How many it is? That's 1, 2,
That's
3,
four.
That's four.
4.
Yeah.
That's four. Yellow
And
man.
the last one, give me 2 Chainz. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
not
Hey.
titty
Yeah.
two necklace, man.
Hey, you
Come
got
on,
that titty two chain.
I
Come
got to,
on.
man. It's gonna be litty out there. Floyd
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
have all the hoes. Titty gonna have all the hoes. Kevin gonna keep them laughing.
Mm-hmm.
Who else I say? Yeah, it's gonna be litty.
It's gonna be lit.
Hey, so if you have any suggestions for the name of this episode, any suggestions at all?
Shoot, man. Suggestions for this episode.
Name of the episode, bro. You gonna name it whatever you want to name it. Why create one? It's up to you, man. It's up to
Oh
you,
man, honestly, yo, I'm gonna let you do that, bro. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I'm gonna let you do that because I ain't got no name for it. I feel like there's so much we covered. And y'all, you do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm a
The
guest.
Black
You know what I'm
Better
saying?
Call Saul. The Black Better Call Saul
The
featured
Black
Ahmed
Saul
Toure.
Goodman.
Hey, you
Saul
know.
Goodman.
Black Saul Goodman. Hey,
The
look, I ain't
Black
got nothing to
Saul
drink but
Goodman.
Sprite. You know,
Yes,
I just got nothing to
sir.
drink but a Sprite. Y'all got a little sip of beer. You got the red cup. Hey, man, it's the Country Cousins, man.
Yes,
Yes,
I
sir.
appreciate y'all coming in here, fucking with us, and my boy Med.
sir.
It's the Country Cousins, your favorite cousin, Chris. Get him out of here.
Hey, appreciate
Hey.
y'all rocking with us, man. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Yes, sir.
Hey.